Welcome back to Some Offense Intended. I'm Jeremy Robinson,
I am Mike Mick.
and I'm trying a TikTok live for the first time, so we'll see how that goes.
Hopefully it has good sound.
Yeah, that was my main concern of
Yeah.
that's Mike,
I am Mike.
and I'm Jeremy. So I was trying to make it so that I could do it from the desktop, but it looks like that's not really an option. So until I figure something out, we'll see how it goes with just using the phone. So
We'll need a stand of some kind.
And this is on my personal account because the podcast account doesn't have 100 followers yet, so we can't go live on that one.
So if you could go ahead and follow our account.
Yeah, follow the account at Some Offense Pod on TikTok and Twitter.
Yes.
At Some Offense Intended on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Like, share.
Yeah, tell people, do stuff.
Comment.
Yeah. So, what were you saying? Because we just had to stop and do everything again because I forgot about the TikTok stuff.
I wasn't really saying anything important. I was talking more about the like, share, follow. Then we stopped and you said, Twitter, fuck. I'm like, don't tell people to look us up on our Twitter, fuck. They're not going to find us.
Can I exit out of it to look at notes or no? No, I don't think so. Well, Joe Rogan's renewing his podcast with Spotify.
Oh, good for him.
However, now they have the option to distribute on YouTube and Apple, at least.
Oh.
And it's a $250 million contract.
Oh, well.
I didn't read for how long, but Jesus Christ.
I'm sure he'll be able to make it on that.
Yeah. So I'm happy about that because there's been so many times that I've tried to look up certain episodes.
Yeah,
and you fucking can't.
As you get other clips on YouTube.
Like, there's not even you can't go on Spotify and I want to see the video.
Yeah.
Like, I know you can listen to all of them. I want to watch the video of the fucking podcasts to enjoy them. So,
see, a lot of times when I listen to podcasts, I'm at work, so
yeah,
I don't have the option of putting on video.
But I think we got our first viewer. Hello.
Nice. Hello.
Yeah, no, I think it would be great for them to be able to do all that on YouTube because then everybody can access it. But I'm curious as to if Spotify has a thing written into it that basically says, you can't monetize on any other platform except for us. Or if they're going to have stipulations of...
I'm sure there's going to be some kind of stipulation.
Yeah, it's taken off the top of the 250 or what? I don't know.
I don't know.
With the NFL big game coming up.
Yes, the big game.
I saw an article about this guy. I forget his name. Something Hopped. Or odd last name, so I remember that. He is the only person known to have a recording of the big game 1. The original, the first game.
The first big game, yeah.
The first one.
The Packers and the Chiefs.
Because CBS or whoever the fuck broadcasted it,
erased it.
Didn't keep the recording.
Yeah.
So he's the only one that has a copy. He offered it to the NFL for $1 million, and they countered with $30,000. And he said,
I'd be like, yeah, either you give me $1 million or maybe I could just use it in the fireplace.
No, a lot of people are saying you should digitize it and then put it on YouTube and monetize it, or just make it worthless, or just fuck them up.
Yeah, I like that too.
If they're not going to play ball, pun intended, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
The only known recording of Big Game 1. It's so stupid you can't say it.
I know. Yeah, I mean, why would it hurt them if we just promote their own damn game? I mean, we're not trying to make $1 off of it.
Yeah. That's if you guys are still watching, can you comment if you can hear us well on the TikTok live? Because I'm not sure how well it's coming across with no microphone added to the phone. So maybe. But yeah, I don't understand why the fuck they would not want to do that. It's the NFL. You have shitloads of money.
Yeah.
And then you know how much money you'd be able to make off of that? Probably more than 1 million.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
But
So
they're frugal.
they're dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, the Chiefs and the Packers were the first one. And then it was the Packers and the Raiders. And then the Chiefs were in it. I mean, the Chiefs win again, like I think the fourth one, and that's when they won their first one. And then they went 50 years without getting one.
Well, I mean, have the Browns ever been to the big game?
They've never been
That was close.
They never been to the big game, but they did win NFL championships before there was the big game. Because before the AFL and the NFC,
the AFC and NFC,
yeah, they before they merged, there was a championship, but not the Super Bowl. Then when they merged,
the what?
The big game. It's hard to not say.
It is. It's very difficult.
Because that's what it's been called my entire life.
Yeah. And they just trademarked it like what, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
Something. So you can't even
like I had a visor I was given as a promotional thing in a bar one year, and it said like super game or something like that.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, because I couldn't put
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what notes you got?
Well, I got one. I told you I was listening to some comedy, some stand-up comedy at work recently.
Yeah.
And Jim Jeffries came on, and he said something I've been saying for years, and that is, the majority of like he's from Australia, and in there it's not illegal, but here prostitution in most states is illegal.
Yeah.
And most counties also. And he was saying, unless you record it and sell it.
Yeah.
Because then it's porn and it's not prostitution. And he went on, and I agreed with him on this. He's like, it's legal as long as the participant, the one who's getting 50 loads on her face, is 18 plus years old. She's old enough to get all these loads on her face on film and sold, distributed throughout the world. But if she goes to a bar, she can't legally drink alcohol.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have thought
that's the same thing as you can sign up for the military at 17, go through boot camp, and then get handed a rifle, go overseas and shoot.
You're old enough to kill somebody, but you're not old enough to drink alcohol.
But you can't drink alcohol and you can't buy a handgun yet.
Yeah,
you can't buy any guns at 17. Like you can have one gifted to you from a parent.
Yeah.
Depending on the state.
Yeah.
I think most states that's fine, but
I can tell you this: when I was 17, I did not get a gun gifted to me by any parent. That makes me a sad panda.
A bunch of people joining. Nice. Do me a favor if you can and follow at Some Offense Pod so that we can do live on the correct account next time. This is Some Offense Intended podcast. This is episode 88. It's gonna come out next week, but on TikTok, obviously, it's out right now.
It's out right now. Yes.
Out right now. So, depending on the turnout from TikTok Live, we might keep doing this every week because I don't know that it shows the total. No, I don't know. I haven't used TikTok a lot, so.
Neither have I.
Interact. Yeah. Who knows?
So did you see the news about Vince McMahon?
I saw something about it. I didn't read it because
he's had to step down as step down from the board from TKO, which is Endeavor and WWE, because Endeavor UFC they merged with WWE.
Oh, okay.
Purchased WWE, and they after he got in trouble for more sexual misconduct.
More than the
one woman that
more than the shitting on the
but
lady.
There's going to be more. Yeah. He shit on her head and made her finish having sex with his personal trainer allegedly. And apparently Brock Lesnar is involved. I guess there's going to be a lot more names going to be coming out that could be in a lot of trouble.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Apparently Brock Lesnar was asking for allegedly because his name was not actually put in it, but it described as UFC champion that they want to come back to WWE.
Wow.
But there's been other people who've done MMA who were in WWE, but they weren't champions. CM Punk was far from a champion. You don't go and be 0-2 and get a championship. He got paid well for it, but yeah, he was 0-2. And he got beat pretty bad. Bobby Lashley didn't go to the UFC. He went to Bellator, I think.
Jesus.
Yeah, but yeah, he's out as the chairman, and they're actually, since they're on Peacock TV, they're actually limiting his content from Vince McMahon. They're like slowly but surely deleting him
Wow.
from the history. They're what people call it is they're Chris Benoit him.
Chris Benoit.
Yeah, Chris Benoit. He was removed pretty much from the WWE network because of he killed his family and himself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
They say it had something to do with the continued concussions. Originally, they said it was steroids, but they didn't find any trace of steroids in the place.
Wow.
But I'm not saying he didn't use steroids. I'm just saying at that particular time he was not on a cycle.
Damn.
But he did do his finishing move was a swan dive off the top rope where he hit his head. Like he swan dived off the top rope head first into people. So that's going to lead to maybe some concussions.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they dissected his brain, yeah, there was a lot of cloud. There was a lot of damage to his brain.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He was one hell of a talented wrestler.
I still haven't really watched wrestling much.
I watched it for so many years, but his skills were up there. I mean, he was very, very good.
Huh.
One of the better ones. Unfortunately, though, I mean, you can't overlook the fact that he killed his wife and kid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal. That's fucked up.
And when it happened, nobody knew what was going on. Like, I was at work the night it happened, and this was years ago. And then I started getting notifications on my phone, people texting me and stuff and telling me about what he did. I mean, not what he did, that he was killed. Like, at the time, we didn't know. Everybody thought it was murder.
Jesus.
And, yeah, they did a special Monday Night Raw and everything, saying how much they miss him. And then they found out the next day that he had committed, and that Raw is gone. Like, it's like it didn't exist.
Wow.
Because the company didn't want to be like, oh, we just had a memorial for somebody who killed his family.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, he was a loved wrestler. People still talk about it today. There's a lot of conspiracy theories.
Huh.
One guy, there's one wrestler in particular that people accuse of actually committing the crime, but there's no real evidence. That has to do with the fact that he, his wife that he had killed that day was actually at one point married to the other wrestler. So that's why they say that he might have done that.
Wow.
Her wrestling name was Woman.
What?
Woman.
That's original?
Well, how many women do you know?
I know a lot of women.
No, but how many of them are named Woman? That's why I said
None,
woman.
because that's fucking stupid.
Well, there's a whole story behind it, I'm sure.
Anybody just joining on TikTok, please go follow at Some Offense Pod so I can do a live on that one next week. And we don't normally talk about wrestlers killing their family.
No.
This is a new one.
But it went from Vince McMahon to yeah. But they've been showing a lot of videos of some things from the show. Like Hulk Hogan has him hooked up to a lie detector test, and he's like, "Are you a dirty perverted?" and all this, and he's like, "No." And the lie detector, of course, is like saying that he lied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally me and Mike just talk about either stuff that we find in the news or stuff that's ridiculous or
just interesting things.
Mike always has downtown Reno stories of of either homeless or tweakers or homeless tweakers.
Yeah, that's a good one when you get the double.
Yeah, and you get the full package.
Yeah. When you get the homeless tweaker talking to the shadow people, you got the hat trick.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of those.
Yeah.
Either talking to them or fighting them.
Yeah.
Or running from them.
Yeah, when they're fighting them, that's best.
Yeah.
Especially when they're losing. Yeah, downtown Reno has some culture.
Yeah, that's a word.
That's a word. Not the word I should be using, but it's a word.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't remember. Oh, I finally fixed that truck. Well, it's almost fixed.
You told me you got it running.
Yeah, so
After you took all the
both.
gasoline out of the diesel?
Yeah, apparently don't put 40 gallons of gas into a diesel.
Yeah.
So,
Who would have thought?
yeah. Um, invite. Oh, you can invite people that are watching to join as a guest.
Nice.
Huh.
If we knew any of them, we could.
I mean, I can invite this guy that's watching right now. So apparently it is. So the viewer count is on the top right. So people have been joining and just leaving, which is fine.
That's fine. So how was your drive home on Sunday morning?
It was fine. I was going 70.
I didn't know what it was gonna be like, and since I had to clock out late, like I told you, I went ahead and I took my time. I didn't even bother to. Normally, if I get out like 5 to 6, I'm out to my car quick, and I'm getting out on that road before any of the other cars are there.
Yeah.
But since I was already leaving after 6, I'm like, there's already gonna be all this traffic on the road. So I said, screw it. I took my time, and then I even stopped and got gas. And then I drove home. I didn't really run into too bad of. It wasn't bad until I got to downtown.
I think the worst it got was right around Lockwood. People were slowing down to like 55, 60 just because it was such a heavy snow coming down.
See, by the time I got to Lockwood, everybody was already clear out of there. I didn't run across much traffic at all.
Yeah.
I ran across. There was one part where this one guy he went to pass me, which was fine. I didn't care. I was actually in the slow lane, and then he goes back over to the slow lane, and then somebody else is in front of him, so he goes back over to the fast lane again, and then he goes back. I'm like, why don't you just stay in the fast lane where it's clear, where there's no cars in front of you at all?
People are special.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't like doing the sensible thing.
Yeah, no.
There was no exit coming up anytime soon.
Anybody just joining, please go follow Some Offense Pod on TikTok. I'm trying to do lives on that, and this is my personal account. So we're going to start, I think, trying to figure out how to do a TikTok live weekly.
Yeah, we're going to need to get a stand or something for the phone.
Yeah. Well, I think I have another tripod, but I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help.
It's weird because I just saw an ad for a gimbal for a phone.
It's leaned up against the toolbox in the garage. I remember where it is. Yep. Somebody just commented weekly. It's the first comment.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be doing this weekly. So this episode will go out on like all the podcast stuff and on YouTube next week. So TikTok will be the front runner because TikTok Live
will get it first.
TikTok Live is a really good way to drive a lot of traffic.
Yeah, hopefully.
So we'll be doing that. Let us know if there's something you want to talk about. Me and Mike always try to make jokes, just make people laugh, talk shit, random stuff.
Yeah.
Random stories,
just
whatever
stuff I run across throughout the course of the week. I take notes for, and then we talk about it when we get here.
Yeah.
Some of my notes are still here from 2 weeks ago because we had a lot of stuff to do last week. We had our snack pack. We had your brownies. We had.
I got Mike a pair of the Air Force One clears, the baby blue.
Great. They are great. I was so excited when he handed me those. You guys have no idea. I'd never seen them in person before. I'd heard of them and seen them. Now I have them.
Yeah.
I'm going to clean them up and then I'll wear them up.
I figured you were going to clean them up before you wear them.
Yeah. But I also didn't want to wear them here and get all the snow. And
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Zach on top's the first comment. Good job, Zach.
I told so many people about the shoes at work.
That goes, I'll be the first follower and like now. Appreciate it, Zach.
I told Paul about the shoes.
Yeah, what did you say?
He knew about the pink. He told him about the pink ones.
So I was like, oh, what size are you? Because they were almost just as cheap. So I was gonna get those for him too, but they were a size too small. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, it's a size too small. That's tight. That's a hard thing to wear.
Yeah. Yeah, especially like you go shoe shopping. Like I wear size 13s. So I'll go in. Normally I'm like, I know what shoe I want. So I'm like, hey, can I get these in a 13? And they go in the back and they come back and they're like, oh, well, we have them in an 11. I'm like, good. Because when you were back there, I cut my fucking toes off. So I can fit that now.
Yeah.
Like, why would you ask?
You might need some towels for this blood that's on the ground because I cut my toes off. But yeah, those will fit now.
Yeah, like why? I can understand like if I wear a 10.5. If you're like, oh, I have a 10, you want to see if that fits. That makes sense a little bit. Or like you wear a 10.5, like maybe an 11. You want to see if that fits.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that makes sense. But I've had them come back. I wear a 13, and they're like, why is one wall purple, one wall blue? Because just for a change for the sound stuff, so that it's not all the same. So just a contrast difference. And it took forever to put them up. I put it up with double-sided sticky tape because that's what a lot of people recommended. And then I came in the room one day and they were all on the ground. So I had to buy a stapler and staple them all up. So it doesn't look as good as it should.
Don't forget about the stapler. You had a hell of a time with the Target brand stapler.
Oh yeah, I had a stapler that was a massive issue. So I had to return that stapler, throw it away, whatever. I don't remember what I did.
I think you threw it away.
And then got a real stapler.
Yeah, should have got a swing line.
I think that's what I ended up getting.
Yeah.
Not the red one though, because that's like an extra $20 because of fucking office space.
Office space, yeah. We could have gotten a Boston one too.
Yeah. What else you got for nuts?
I have there had been news about the convoy of trucks going to Texas in support of the border.
Oh, they're doing that again?
That was last week, but I haven't seen anything about it lately. Any new news about it, so I don't. But there is zombie knives in the UK that they're telling people no.
Oh my god!
And they'll actually even confiscate them from people's homes.
That's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
So the zombie knives, I think they said were any zombie knife is like, some of them even say zombie on it, but it's any knife that has a regular blade and serrated. Like if it's a buck knife, like a hunting knife that has the regular blade and on the top side it's serrated, that's considered a zombie knife and is now banned in the UK.
But there's also a brand of knife that's called a zombie knife that you can look up. I didn't know that. I looked it up, and some of them were kind of cool looking, but
and some of them were like fucking axes and like random shit. And now that's, if you were wondering, everybody's fucking said it. Like take guns first, because the UK used to be able to have guns a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then now nobody can. And now because there's no guns, it's difficult to get guns. They still have gun violence because people that commit crimes do stuff illegally.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah. And with so little access to guns, knife violence is massive in the UK. Massive. So now they're going after knives because then it's going to be fucking hammers.
Hammers, axes, metal forks. You laugh now.
Plastic knives from Popeyes.
Yeah.
Have you ever slit yourself with one of those and try to cut the chicken because it's not doing anything? It won't cut food, but it cuts you. Fucking hurts so bad.
The thing I always want, what is it with chicken places and they always only have sporks? Like, I've never seen a chicken place with just a fork.
I don't know.
I mean, I understand you can get rice and beans and some other things that you might want to use a spork for.
I like sporks.
But I don't.
Why?
But I just don't. They're just weird to me. They're not quite a fork. It's kind of trying to peel off a piece of chicken off of that. It doesn't come off. It's not. But like, if you go to a different place, like this, I just went to Blaze Pizza today, and they had a fork and a knife. No spork.
Well, I mean, they don't have spoons, so.
But I've been to other places.
You can't really combo a fork and a knife.
I've been to Wendy's, and they have you can get a fork and a spoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can use a spoon for your Frosty, and you can use the fork for whatever you're eating. Baked potato, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't have to use the same thing for both. They're not stingy. But it's literally every chicken place.
I don't think Chick-fil-A has sporks.
Well, when I say chicken place, I mean a place that serves chicken on the bone. Chick-fil-A only has tenders and
I still haven't gone to Slim Chickens.
It's good. I liked it. The mac and cheese was good.
I might try it tomorrow.
The dessert was good. You can always pick up dessert, and I'm willing to eat it for you and tell you how it is. Yeah.
Appreciate
Because
that.
I know you don't like the sugar, so I'm willing to take the sugar for you.
I might have found a way to do those peanut butter brownies that I had last week
Yes.
sugar free.
I remember you were talking about that.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, a bunch of people cycling through. If you're just joining Some Offense Intended podcast, please go follow the podcast channel, Some Offense Pod, on TikTok, because I can't go live on that one because we're not at 100 followers yet.
Yeah.
So
we're pretty new on there. We haven't done anything much on there.
Yeah, I've uploaded a bunch of the shorts, but
yeah,
haven't done that. We need to start doing that again.
Yes,
There's been so much shit going on. So much shit. So yeah.
So do you ever get songs stuck in your head?
Yes.
So there's songs that I don't like and songs that I do like, and just songs that I don't want any song stuck in my head. But this week I topped all. I had, and it's not even one of the new ones. I had a song from a Legend of Zelda game stuck in my head while working.
A little weird.
Yeah, I've never had a video game song stuck in my head before.
Oh, I have.
And it was an old one. It was one from the Nintendo 64.
Jesus.
It's Ocarina of Time, and it was just in there. It would not go away. And then on the way here, I had a song stuck in my head the whole fucking way. Not a song that I like, just a song, just stuck.
Well,
not a song that I even remember hearing recently. But there it was.
Yeah, I'll have random.
It's weird how the brain works.
Especially at work, I'll have random, just random songs pop in. And sometimes it's like a whole movie soundtrack and it'll play through the whole movie. Yeah. And then sometimes it's like random, like the Peter Griffin. That was there this week. And then there was like 3 other ones.
I had one
all fucking day.
Peter Griffin stuck in my head one time. It was, would you like fries with that? Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done. Yeah, that was stuck in my head. It was funny because I was in the restroom and it somehow popped into my head.
And that's some people. I don't agree with it. Some people say you can get a song out of your head, like stop being stuck in your head, if you listen to the whole song. And I've never had that happen.
No, what I usually do is I'll try to listen to something else and get that in my head instead. Sometimes that works.
I just deal with it.
Good, but sometimes it's just too much. Yeah. Like all day long, I've had one song stuck in my head, and it's just been. It's been driving me nuts. I was listening to an audiobook on the way here. It actually took the song out of my head for a little while. I was listening to another Star Wars book.
Nice.
This one's about Darth Vader. But I'd already heard
What's
it.
What's the book called?
I can't remember the name. But I'd heard it before. It was funny because at the end, at the epilogue, it had a thing with Obi-Wan Kenobi. And he's like, just finding out that Anakin didn't die and he became Darth Vader. So he's like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have taken his son and hidden him on the planet that his mother's buried at and his only living family in the universe is at. Maybe I should have found a different place.
Yeah.
Yeah. It still worked out though, I think, for the best.
I mean, until the newest trilogy.
But even
they won't get off the fucking. They need to get off of the Skywalker saga and start doing other shit.
Well, I mean, if they're gonna do the Skywalker, they need to do more interesting Luke, because there's actually more to Luke than some of these things. He actually is more badass than he is in any of the movies.
Or they need to do like a lot of the books did in like Young Jedi Knights. We're up to 8 now.
The Rise of Darth Vader.
Zach says Dr. Pepper's the best pop.
He is correct.
Zach, we need 100 followers. We're at 33 right now on Some Offense Pod.
I drink Dr. Pepper every episode.
Yeah, he does. There's been one. There was one that you didn't.
Yeah, but we didn't have sound. So, funny thing is, though, is when I got off work yesterday, I had a Dr. Pepper that I picked up at the gas station when I was getting gas before going home.
Yeah.
I didn't have one again until this one.
There's all kinds of new noises, and I don't know what any of them are.
This is my first Dr. Pepper of today, and I hadn't had one since Sunday morning when I got home before I got home from work.
Wow.
It's a very odd thing for me.
You cutting them off or what?
No, I just Like when I had dinner, I had something else to drink because they didn't have Dr. Pepper.
Huh.
So then I just didn't have another soda the rest of the night.
Makes sense. I just thought about one of the ways we could do a live, since I can invite people as a guest. We get 2 tripods. I set mine up right here. You set yours up right there.
Yeah.
I start the live. And
then you invite
join,
me as a guest.
Yeah, you join it, and then we can just do it like that, so I don't have to keep turning the phone.
Yeah, that would be nice.
So we could try that next week. We're only 30 minutes. It is taking forever.
Well, it's partially because you're doing this.
I think so.
And you're trying to communicate with them. Normally, we're not paying attention to anything except the
except the notes and everything else.
And I've already finished my notes, except it's the Rise of Darth Vader.
The Rise of Darth Vader.
That's the name of the book.
I don't know that I've.
But there is another book that I'm interested in trying next, which is the Han Solo trilogy.
Which one? Because there's.
I don't know. Paradise Snare.
Oh, that one's good.
So that's the one I have queued up to maybe get next.
That one's good. And then it's like something Gambit. And I don't remember. I read them.
But I've always liked
I read them a long time ago.
I knew I kind of felt like it was going to happen in the movies that the main characters from the previous one were going to end up dying off.
Yeah.
But it still didn't make me happy to see Han Solo get stabbed with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
He was always my favorite.
Han was fucking great.
Yeah.
I think my favorites went like Boba Fett, probably Han, and then a couple like random.
Greedo.
No.
But I still kind of think they don't, like in the movies, there's no wife for Luke.
Yeah.
You know, he got engaged, he got married.
Yeah, they could do the whole marriage aid. They could do the whole Han and Leia's kids.
Yeah,
they could do like the entire Young Jedi Knight series would make an amazing TV show.
And the last I'd seen, it was 3 kids Leia had.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of them was named Anakin.
Yeah, that was the youngest.
Yeah, so it's like,
I don't.
Why leave all these? Do you have all this material you can use?
I can't remember the other names.
And it's not like they say it is, where they need strong female leads. There are plenty of strong female characters in there.
Yeah.
And it's more of a it's not really just one character is the lead in these books.
Yeah, that's like Young Jedi Knights. It's a lot of it is like a work together kind of thing, and like it floats around. Like certain chapters are about like Chewie's kid.
Yeah.
Certain chapters are about the Han's oldest. Certain chapters are about Han's middle, Han's youngest, and then like a lot of them are all of them working together in like adventures and shit. Like it's really, really good, and they don't fucking like. Well, one of the producers said something like when they were going to start working on this newest trilogy, and was like,
"It's the one who's in charge." She's like, "We have to come up from scratch. We don't have any references or anything."
There's no other stories that we can.
There's no content we can use.
Yeah, there's no content. I'm like, bro, have you heard of the expanded universe? There's
so
a
much.
fucking lot, bro.
There's a whole thing. It's called the Star Wars from a certain point of view, and that's got stories from all these different characters, like background characters, and their point of view of the whole Star Wars movie. Like I
haven't heard of that.
In the Cantina, I've seen it and I haven't got it yet, but I've been curious. So I looked it up to know more about it.
Is that the Tales from the Mos Eisley Cantina? Tales from Jabba's Palace?
No,
those ones?
No. Oh, okay. But there's one of it has a story from one of the people there. You know what? At the beginning, towards the beginning in the first movie, they're in there.
When Obi-Wan cuts the dude's arm off.
Yeah.
I don't like you either.
Yeah. Well, when they're first going into the cantina, they're like, no droids allowed.
Yeah.
Well, he has a reason for not liking the droids. And it goes back to the Clone Wars and the fighting the droids. And I guess his father had been killed by one or something. So that's why he has a thing against droids.
That would be a cool fucking story.
See? That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
And then he even explains why when he cuts off the arm of the one that he after he cuts his arm off, you see it on the ground, there's blood. It explains why it's laying down there like that. Why it has blood and why the blood didn't clot.
That's because when they originally did it, they didn't think about that it would cauterize it.
Yeah, but they had to come up with a reason for it. So they came up with a reason. And the reasoning had to do with that type of alien, their blood doesn't clot from heat, which I think is a little convenient.
Yeah.
But still, they at least acknowledged that, hey, this is a thing, so let's go ahead and explain it.
Huh.
But all three movies have from a certain point of view. And like the first one, they had 40 different authors write the 40 different stories.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that'd be fucking cool.
When they say it's from a certain point of view, it's from 40 authors' different points of view.
That'd be fucking great.
That's what I thought.
Just watched John Wick 4 last night.
I've only seen John Wick 1.
I think I have also. Yeah. But like it's a shooting movie. Like
I'm guessing he kills some people.
A lot. Yeah. Like it's a pretty cool movie. Like definitely a lot of great choreographed fight scenes and like just everything fucking great. Like the story, I don't know how much of a story there was. I was kind of distracted and not really paying attention when I was doing it, but it was a fairly enjoyable movie. I might go back and watch 2 and 3 just to see.
Well, did you ever, for speaking of not movies but series, did you ever watch Band of Brothers on HBO?
I think so.
That was a really good series. But the makers of it, I can't remember the title of it now, but the makers of it, they made a movie, not a movie, but a series, same type of thing. It's a war one, but it's the people are bombers flying into Germany to bomb the Nazis.
Huh.
It looks really good, and if it's made as good as Band of Brothers, it's got to be great.
That's on Max also?
Unfortunately, no. That one's on Apple TV, but I was able to get it.
Nice.
I was able to get it on something on my app, so I'm pretty excited about that. They also made the series The Pacific. That was really good too.
I wanted to start watching that, but
Band of Brothers is great. I love Band of Brothers.
I'll have to see if I've watched it because it sounds really familiar. I think it's in my watch list.
They go from Normandy to the Battle of the Bulge. I mean, they do a lot. It's really good. And the Battle of the Bulge is not a weight loss thing. It's people know.
It's like the sumo big game. Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah, but I recommend
or a
it.
bad porn.
It reminds me, I need to get your remote control from me before I leave today.
Oh, okay.
Because I got the thing. Kept meaning to tell you.
Like, I meant to ask because I seen it sitting there. I'm like, I don't know if he needs it or not. If he can just pair something else.
With the errors that it's getting, I need that remote. I'm not even sure if I can fix it, but I'll do my best.
You don't have to. If you fix it, you can sell it to somebody else. I don't care, because I'm gonna stop using Amazon shit. Because I'm tired of fucking having. Zach likes Kylo Ren and R2-D2. I feel like Kylo Ren was severely written. In the dirt.
I thought he got better as the series went on. I thought he was better in the second movie.
Definitely, but it's still like they took Luke's whininess, and then almost no interesting at all, and no reason behind him being a piece of shit, and threw it all together. And we're like, I don't know why people hate him. God, I can tell you.
I got to tell you that when I was at Disneyland and we were walking around Tatooine, and right there in front of me was a guy dressed as Kylo Ren. I wanted to be over there and be like, yeah, I'm in support of the New World Order or the New Order. Because he would stop and question people. Unfortunately, I wasn't one of the people questioned. If he had realized how much of a fan I was, maybe he would have questioned me. But it was still pretty cool to see him. And then I was there. I got my my lightsaber.
Yep.
Yeah. It doesn't cut anything, though.
It does if you hit it hard enough. Enough times.
It'll cut it. It'll break it.
It'll cut something.
But they have a new one. Like mine, you put the thing in there and you can turn it on and the light goes up it. But the new one, apparently, it looks like it's coming, like it comes out of the hilt.
Like the whole plastic piece?
Yes, however it does it. The whole thing comes out of the hilt.
Huh.
But the handle itself, the hilt, huge. Like I saw a video of it, I'm like, that is big. That's big to be
to house all the shit.
Oh, I know.
I mean, it's just like the old Hasbro ones that you'd get at fucking Walmart or whatever that would have the handle, and then it would have a part of the lightsaber itself sticking out, and then you just like flick it.
Yeah.
So it's like that.
It's got a light with it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like mine. I like mine. I got the Luke Skywalker one, and it's cool. I think, but I mean, it makes a noise that lights up. There's a lot of different brands, a lot of different types.
Yeah.
But I got the one at Disneyland. It was a gift.
So it's better.
Well, not better, but it's cool.
Yeah. Because that's Force FX used to be the only one that made the super realistic fucking like blade attached, light up, sound great ones. But now there's like 5 companies.
They got some where you can see the kyber crystal. And you can change the kyber crystal. Mine is just the one color, but some of them change colors.
Mm-hmm.
But there was 2 that I wanted. One of 2 I wanted, and that was Luke Skywalker's or Mace Windu. They didn't have Mace Windu in the area that we were buying them at, so I didn't get that one.
They need to do more stories on Mace Windu. Like the whole Shatterpoint series was fucking amazing.
See, I need to get to that too. I like Mace Windu a lot, but I also want Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
Like I was doing the book about it was a book about Obi-Wan in his early years before he was still a Padawan.
Yeah.
And him and Qui-Gon were not seeing eye to eye.
Was that the Jedi Apprentice series?
No, it was literally called Padawan.
Oh, okay.
They were not seeing eye to eye, and he went off to do something by himself. And I'm like, I'd really like to see more Qui-Gon, to be honest. I like Qui-Gon.
Yeah, Qui-Gon's dope.
Yeah, and his I liked his lightsaber too.
Yeah,
but the person who got me my lightsaber, he got himself Count Dooku.
That one's cool.
Yeah, it is.
That's so when they asked him to be in the movie, I don't remember his name right now. He said yes, and he's like, okay, and then he's like, so I don't like how the lightsabers look, like, and if I'm gonna be a Sith Lord, I want to be able to make my own. So he designed the hook, the curved part, like that was his design, his idea, and they made it, if I remember right.
See, what I like to see is I'd like to see Darth Bane's lightsaber because I've never actually seen it. I've just read a description of it.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that. I'd like to see how that would look.
I want to see TV shows and movies about like the Knights of the Old Republic,
yes.
Like the Darth Revan, Darth Malak stuff.
Yes, yeah, Revan. I was just actually talking to somebody at work about Revan recently.
Yeah, because like Revan was back and forth like 2 or 3 times, like to good side, dark side, good side, dark side.
Yeah.
And I think that would make a super interesting fucking
story.
Let's
not call it good and dark.
Well, light side, dark side. Yeah, after I said it, I'm like, that's not right. But I also want to see shit about the Grey Jedi. Because a lot of the stuff with the Jedi Order is like, they're like, only the Sith deal in absolutes. Like, do you realize that's an absolutist statement?
Yeah.
But also, the Jedi, like, can't love, can't this, can't this, can't this. So that's why a lot of Jedi go Sith, is because you can't fucking exist as a being.
Yeah. But after a while, there's only the rule of 2. So even becoming a Sith, you're kind of screwed unless you're one of the 2.
Unless back in the fucking days when like the Sith were rampant, I think that would make a great series too. But no, so the Grey Jedi are like, the Grey Jedi are allowed to love. They're allowed to, like, they can do whatever they want because they know good from bad.
Yeah.
And they're fucking beings. So here you go. So they're gray.
But you want to have Jedi kids. Maybe somebody should teach them how kids are made because.
Yeah. That was the other thing that I found really odd about it is like, it's not common that Force potential, whatever, and then you have to go find it and you have to go this, but Jedi can't have spouses, spice, whatever.
Yeah.
And can't have kids, can't have this, can't have that. I'm like, that. It sounds like you're breeding out the Force ability.
Yeah.
So.
And as we know, Anakin didn't actually have a father.
Yeah.
In the traditional sense. It's glossed over real quick in the movie though.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, how about the father? There was no father.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's the end of that.
Yeah, and then they allude to it with the when Emperor Palpatine was talking about Anakin about like, my previous master was able to manipulate the midichlorians to actually create life.
Yeah, and that was
So yeah, that's
Dark.
those two together that's how Anakin came to be.
So it was possibly Dark Plagueis.
Yeah, Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Yes, he really was. The book was great. He's really impressive. Like he was very interested in learning, and kind of like Bane was.
Yeah.
And Bane, do you know why Bane got his name? Did we ever talk about this?
No.
Bane, well, his father did not much care for him, and he referred to him as his bane of existence. So that's why he chose Darth Bane as his name. His father would beat him and stuff.
Wow.
He believes that he may have killed his father, not knowingly, using the Force. Like, they had a bad night. His father came home drunk, beat him, and went to bed, and he was in bed in the other room, wishing his father would die in the middle of the night. Wake up the next day, and his father was dead.
Damn.
Yep. He was not sad about it, though. That was long before he became a Sith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's a good story. Good trilogy.
Yeah, there's so much, and I'm actually semi excited again because Disney said that they want to calm down on just dumping everything into the fucking creation, and they actually want to care about it because they're like, it seems like people don't care. Like I thought people liked Star Wars, and like we're doing all this, but people don't like it. Yeah, because we want more than 8 episodes per fucking season.
Plus, you're ruining what you are making on a lot of it. It's not good content. Like we've mentioned many things that they could do that people would absolutely love if they knew about it.
Yeah. And like the whole thing with like new Disney, the Disney new Star Wars is lightsabers cut through stuff. And almost in every fight scene, it doesn't. Like it glances off, it'll leave like a red mark on the stormtrooper armor. It doesn't actually cut. Like people know Star Wars can be violent, and like what episode 3 was the only one that was PG-13. All the rest were PG. So like even those had.
If you're gonna do something with the lightsabers not cutting it, then you need to set up the fact that they've got cortosis making their armor, so then it's impervious to it.
Yep.
There
which
you go. Which
I think they did in a couple of the movies. They had the cortosis, and then they had like the electro staffs.
But the cortosis is not common.
No.
So I mean, and it has to be mined. So it's not like the average stormtrooper is going to have that on their armor. It's just not
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's pricey, and they have a lot of stormtroopers.
Yeah,
like even just one of their big ships takes thousands of stormtroopers to run, which sounds crazy, but they're huge.
Yeah,
they're Star Destroyers. I mean, they literally can destroy a star. Yeah. I heard some of the names, like, I guess Luke Skywalker was originally going to be Star Killer. That was one of the names that we're going to do for the movie.
That's dumb.
Yeah. But they came around. They caught on.
Yeah. Which is fine, because I think they're going to do a Force Unleashed series.
I was looking at the books.
I have ideas. Sports, drinks, food, movies, series, candy, just your favorite things. We can do that. Zach says, like, sports, drinks, food, movies, series, candy, like.
Yeah, we can do that next week.
Shit. Yeah, we'll do that next week, Zach. Where was I? Oh, they're supposed to start a series or a movie of like the Force Unleashed story.
That would be great.
Yeah, that'd be fucking amazing. But if they do it right.
Yeah. The books, I actually was looking at those as possible books for me to do coming up soon. Until I started doing the Star Wars books, I didn't know how much I would enjoy them, but I absolutely love them.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah, they're really fucking good.
And when I'm hearing it, I'm like, or reading and hearing, I'm like, wait a minute. This would have been so much better.
Yeah.
So much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
The new noise. I don't know what that is because nothing happened.
I don't know what that is either. Maybe it's telling us we've been on for a while. I don't know.
I don't know, 40, almost 50 minutes.
So we'll have to put down some notes as to what we want to, talk about for our favorite food, candy,
Yeah.
movies, books, everything.
Yep. We'll do that.
Yeah. I already got some ideas in my head. I mean, I wonder what my favorite pop is. I wonder if anybody could figure that one out. But from time to time, we talk about our favorite things as it is.
Yeah.
Like I've talked about my favorite brand of tequila.
Yep.
And my favorite tequila from that particular brand. I mean, yeah. And we should be having a snack box coming soon, too.
Yeah, because the last one took fucking forever to get here, and then you forgot it a week, so it'll probably be 2 weeks.
I saw that they printed the label. I looked it up today.
Okay.
So it could be here hopefully by next Monday.
That'd be dope.
And then we'd have snacks from France.
We.
We.
What if it's just going to be a box full of French fries?
No, it's going to be escargot. Snails.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind trying that. I don't think it would be great, but
it depends on how they're prepared.
Yeah.
I might give it a try, but like I tried squid, I tried calamari. I didn't much care for it.
Squid's great. Octopus is great.
Octopus is good, yeah. I didn't like the fried squid. I just didn't care for it.
Oh.
Yeah. But I've tried. Yeah, I do like octopus. I've had grilled octopus.
I think I've had it grilled.
Yeah.
Huh.
But I don't want to do the octopus where they take the little baby octopus thing and
Yeah.
you eat it alive, you swallow it whole.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd do that either.
I would it's just those things, they have a tendency, they don't want to be swallowed alive.
Yeah.
So they try to climb back out, and when they get stuck in your esophagus, that's all she wrote.
Just chase it with alcohol to kill it.
Yeah.
Get the little fucker drunk.
I would try I would like to try fugu.
What the fuck is that?
That is a blowfish. But it's very deadly, so it has to be prepared exactly right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, you're not going to make it.
I want to know, that's one of the things like tobacco. How many people smoked how many plants before they were like, oh, this one's good?
Yeah.
The same thing of that, of like, how many people died? He's like, but I really want to fucking eat it. How can I eat it?
I've said this before
and
on
then he
this
cooks
podcast.
it for 5 minutes and gives it to somebody. That guy dies. He goes, okay, it's not that. Cooks it for 7 minutes. That guy died. He's like, nope. Okay, so I need to figure out a way.
I've said this on here. The people who actually tried food for the first time, some of the bravest people ever.
Yeah.
Because you could be walking through a field and go, oh, those berries look good. Oh, well, I'm dead.
Yep.
But then, like when the first person who ate an onion, I try to explain to somebody, I'm like, that was brave. They're like, no, I like onions. I'm like, that's not what I'm talking about. You may like them, but if you're the first person eating it, you don't know if that's going to kill you or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the first person to make a steak. Well done.
Well, hopefully not well done.
Well, yeah.
Hopefully medium rare.
Good going. Hopefully you had it rare.
but I think steaks, I mean, for a long time people ate meat raw for a long time.
Well, they'd salt it and stuff, but yeah.
But then at some point when cavemen discovered fire, I would imagine they started like, oh, this tastes different and maybe better.
I mean, somebody had to be the first one to go, you know what? That animal over there, I bet it fucking tastes good. And they went and killed it and ate it.
I mean, you're talking about a fucking long time ago. People have been eating animals for fucking millennia.
But I'm just saying, the first ones do it. And how do you decide which one to get? Like
whichever one you can catch.
But like if you're out hunting and you're like, oh, hey, check out that tiger. I bet that tastes good. And the tiger's looking back at you saying, I bet he fucking tastes good.
Yeah. So it's whichever one you can catch without dying.
Yeah.
That's what like a lot of people are like rabbits and small animals.
Yeah.
But there's not much payoff because you have to chase the little fucker around.
And
then there's this much meat.
Yeah.
So it's whatever.
But even
people are like, cows move slow.
Even like a water buffalo though. Hunting those before gunpowder.
Yeah, you just have a big arrow.
Oh, you also had to invent arrows. They had spears to start.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, some of the people didn't make it back from the hunting parties.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Try hunting a woolly mammoth. I mention that because there's a game where you hunt woolly mammoth.
Well, we're supposed to be having a woolly mammoth here soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I sent you a link to the latest. Yeah, they're pretty close to
we talked about that, like 40 episodes ago,
yeah.
something. And now they're actually getting ready to birth a woolly
They heard
mammoth.
that we were on board.
Yeah.
So they want to do it now.
Yeah, they mixed. I don't remember. I'll have to look it up again
Elephant
and talk about
something.
it. They mixed elephant with like 2 other things and like old woolly mammoth DNA that they pulled from underneath the permafrost or some shit.
I was gonna say, it was not in a mosquito encased in amber.
Yeah, no. And then they put it in some kind of Indian elephant that the gestation period is like 3 months or 8. I don't remember.
It's usually really long for standard elephant, like 650 days.
It might have. I want to say it was a lot shorter than that.
I'm just saying, but
we'll have to see. But I want to know like how they got PETA on board, if they did. Because if you have a woolly mammoth, like I know it's not born with full-grown tusks, but if there's tusks, like because woolly mammoths are known for how big their fucking tusks are.
Yeah.
If there's tusks a little bit when it's born, that mom elephant's probably gonna die. Get fucking stabbed internally.
Yeah, that would be bad.
But I mean,
but plenty of the elephants that are around now, they have tusks, but they don't grow them until they get older.
Yeah. But I don't know. We don't know how fucking woolly mammoth.
But what you do for PETA, it's like when they show up and they're like, "You can't do that," and they're, "Oh my god, this is so horrible. What are you doing? You can't do that." Somebody just goes, "Hey, look, are they clubbing a seal over there?" And then they all run over there, and then they just finish up, and nobody notices that they finished.
Yeah.
You can always distract PETA.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hey, that guy's wearing a leather jacket.
Have you heard of Red Lobster? Yeah.
You pick out which animal you're going to kill and eat at Red Lobster. I'll take that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's an episode of The Simpsons. He's at a place and he's picking out his live lobster. He's like, "I'll take that one." Like, normally if the picking out a live lobster, it defeats the purpose when you pick one out that's floating upside down in the tank.
I just saw. I was looking through some of the highlights of Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
And he goes through some restaurant and like they have live lobster, and he ate the lobster that was on his plate. He goes, "Jesus!" He's like, "This tastes like it was dead when you cooked it." They're like, "No, they're live in the tank." So he goes over and looks. He goes, "Fuck me, those aren't live." He's like, "Look at the water." He's like, "Look at that one. Pull that one out." He pulls it out, and the owner of the restaurant's like, "No, he's just sleeping." He goes, "Fuck me sleeping. He's dead." And like flops it around.
It's not waking up. Which reminds me, speaking of Gordon Ramsay, see, I'm a big fan of Gordon Ramsay. I've been to multiple ones of his restaurants. I got to say, when I saw it on Facebook that you went to the Hell's Kitchen, I was quite jealous because I love his restaurants.
It was good. It was the first time I've had a beef Wellington.
Oh, I told you, isn't it amazing?
That's good.
Oh my god,
really good.
I love it.
The Giordani chicken scallopini that my girlfriend got was really fucking good, and it was half the price too, and it was way more food. So if I go again, I might just get that.
See, when I went to Gordon Ramsay Steak, I'm telling you, every bit of the experience there was like the best restaurant I've ever been to in my life. Like every bit of the way the server came up, the way everything. I mean, the ambiance, everything. The stout I had with it, my appetizer I had beef tartare. Nice. Oh my god, it's so good. And dessert was great. And they pushed up a steak cart, and he explained all the different cuts of meat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna go with something Kobe, but they had this tomahawk ribeye just screaming my name. It might as well just had my name written across it. But yeah, they show that cart to everybody. They explain why this cut is this and this is this. They explain a fillet to you, a ribeye, everything.
Nice. They do that at Echo and Rig, that steakhouse in Vegas that I love.
I mean, I knew quite a bit about it already because I'm a steak eater. I love steak.
Yeah.
And but yeah, and ribeye happens to be my favorite, especially tomahawk. Which they have some tomahawks at Walmart. I saw them for like $36 and $40. They're giant.
That doesn't seem terrible. Steak.
Yeah, but they're huge. Yeah, I want one so. I just don't want to cook it indoors.
Yeah. All right, no more comments, and we're at an hour, so I think we can wrap up. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Some Offense Intended, and YouTube, and TikTok and Twitter, Some Offense Pod. I had to do this live on my personal account because we're not at 100 followers yet on the TikTok.
So please follow TikTok.
Follow the TikTok at Some Offense Pod. I put it in the link description, the description thing for the live. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye.